Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, Ebo, and on today's episode, guys, this is an animation domination. We're talking about theatrical release. We're talking about straight to streaming. We're talking about Looney Tunes in theaters. Couldn't believe it. Very excited. So today, like I said, animation domination. I will be reviewing Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, new theatrical release. We'll be talking about Hitpig. This had hit theaters, but it's on streaming now on Peacock. And Johnny Puff's Secret Mission, straight to streaming, now available on Tubi. As well as, what are my top 5 animated films coming out in 2025? Stay tuned for that. But we got some business to handle first. And that business is Mr. Snails Pick of the Week. For those that are new, Mr. Snails Pick of the Week is where I have Mr. Snail. He lets me borrow his dice. I have 20 films. We roll the dice, literally. And whatever number it lands on, that's what I review. We do this every other week. And this week's pick was 1941. This is a film from Steven Spielberg, who I consider the greatest director to ever live. But I'd never heard or seen of this. And, I mean, some great names in it. John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Treat Williams, Christopher Lee, Ned Beatty, John Candy. I could go on and on. So this, filming-wise, this was right before Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi were on a mission from God as the Blues Brothers. It's kind of like a milder version of Top Secret, where it is this spoof of a war movie, but it's not outright silly like Airplane. It's just more of, mildly silly. It's funny. It's goofy. The opening scene, though, that parodies Jaws, hysterical. Just like in Jaws, young lady, she's, out, swimming in the buff, except this time a freaking submarine comes and the what do you call it? Why am I blanking on it? Oh my God, I am truly blanking this. I'm sorry, y'all, but the thing that raises up, it's going to come to me later in the episode, that you look through the periscope. There we go. I had to think of what's that movie I love, Down Periscope. Periscope goes up. She's on top of it. She's in the buff, and one Japanese gentleman sees her, and he's like, oh, like, very funny stuff. The movie's very silly. It's a good time. Highly suggest watch it out. I'm more prefer the over the top goofy movies like Airplane, Top Secret, Hot Shots. But I will say this very good movie, very well acted, and I'll give it 3.2 out of 5 cheers. Check it out. But that's handling this week's. Now we got to handle what we're going to come back in 2 weeks and review. And these are our 20 options. The Incredible Bulk, Stephen King's Tommyknockers, Horizon, an American Saga, Ebo's Pick, Ebo's Double Feature, Tourist Trap, UHF, Random Double Feature, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Princess and the Frog, Hacksaw Ridge, Chompy and the Girls, Kneecap, The Unexpected Race, Murder Party, Electric Dreams, Grafted, Fire and Ice, Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Gibarita, and Nothing But Trouble. So Mr. Snail has let us borrow his dice. And, very appropriate that this week we're talking about animation, because it would land on 19, which is Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Gibarita. So this one, unfortunately, is one of the only films on here that you do have to pay to watch. You have to rent it. However, the first Ernest and Celestine, one of the most incredible animated films I've seen. French animated film. This is the sequel. I bought the Blu-ray, but I've not got around to watching it, but now we will. So, come back in 2 weeks. Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Gibarita. But, let's get into some tunes, some Looney Tunes. And before I go any further, this week we are toasting with the Lollipop Forest from Deciduous Brewing Company. And this goes straight to Eric Bauza, Peter Braungart, everyone else that had to do with Looney Tunes Day Up. This movie rules. If you take nothing away from this review, know that this movie rules. So Peter Braungart, he has done, some Daffy and Porky stuff in the past, mostly shorts. And then Eric Bauza, I mean, this dude has very, very, extensive voice acting. And so I've been following this movie. I don't know how long I've been watching this, but been watching this a while. And I've been just waiting for it because I was very nervous it was going to never come out. I was very nervous it was going to get the Acme versus Wile E. Coyote treatment, which I still want this movie released. But this movie brought me so much joy because I love Looney Tunes. I grew up on Looney Tunes. And this made me reminisce a lot to Baby Bottleneck, a short from back in the day, the Looney Tunes, Porky Pig, Daffy, because this one, no bugs, nothing like that. We got Porky Pig, we got Daffy Pig, or not Daffy Pig, we got Daffy Duck, we got Petunia Pig is what I meant to say. We got an alien, we got some zombies, we got bubblegum, we got Farmer Jim. This movie, everything about this movie, from the voice acting to the animation to the story to the laughs, it was one of those movies I was just sitting in theaters and I was just sitting there happy. I had no qualms. I was just happy to be alive because we're getting a theatrical released full animated Looney Tunes film in 2025. Miracles do happen, but I'm not going to tell y'all anything about the plot. I'm going to just say this movie rules. This movie's amazing. Please check it out. I don't know how long it'll be in theaters, but Looney Tunes, The Day Birth Up, I'm going to give a 4.7 out of 5 cheers. I think this is one of the most impressive movies this year. The laughs are good. The voice acting's good. The plot's good. The animation is beautiful. So check it out. Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. All right. We're going to downgrade some with these next two. So next up, we got Hitpig. So this is from Shinja Angelini, who has a lengthy career as an animator, and David Feast, who has a very lengthy career as an animator, also directed the Cow and Chicken series as well as the I Am Weasel series. So, we got somebody good involved. Jason Sudeikis is Hitpig. He's this kind of like bounty hunter pig where his whole thing is he hunts down, lost pets, stolen pets, stuff like that. We also got RuPaul, Rainn Wilson, Andy Serkis, Lily Singh. So good voice cast. Animation I wasn't too big on, but this movie, I didn't see it in theaters. Seeing it now on Peacock, I mean, who's going to complain? You're watching a streaming movie. No big deal. I will say, I think there's some funny gags in here. It just, to me, falls on, do you like Jason Sudeikis? Because if you like Jason Sudeikis, this pig is Jason Sudeikis. And I think that'll carry you a lot. I think this movie, it's definitely not on the same level as the Looney Tunes Day Up. However, I will say Hitpig, very fun movie. A little better than I expected because I didn't expect much out of it. It's cutesy. I like it. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 cheers. Check it out. Peacock. So Johnny Puff's Secret Mission. I've been following this for a little bit. We got director Nestor F. Dennis, and we got Johnny Depp. That's all you need to know. And it's these little puffins. They get magic powers. This movie is for babies. I think the Looney Tunes movie, adults, kids, everybody in between can enjoy. Hitpig, I think to an extent, adults, kids, everyone. Johnny Puff's Secret Mission, the animation's not good. The narrator's not great. I think if you're a baby, you might like it because like little puffins doing little cute things. There's a walrus. Like you might enjoy it, but for me, I was like, what are we even doing with this movie? But I mean, I'm an adult. That's a very different track. I will say the puffins are cute, but they were kind of weird looking at the same time. So I don't know. I like the walrus. The walrus looked cool. Johnny Puff's Secret Mission, like I said, I could only suggest it if you got a baby. I think it's colorful enough and cutesy enough they'll enjoy it. Other than that, I give it 2 out of 5 cheers. Like it's whatever. But we've done Mr. Snails, we've done our reviews. Now's the end of the episode. And today we're gonna be talking about Evo's top 5 upcoming films, animated films for 2025. So I'm not counting Snow White, Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, etc. We're not counting CG, except for one. I did make one exception. We're not counting those though. And so far we've had Dogman this year. I haven't had a chance to see it. Sloth Lane. I thought Sloth Lane was very cute. I liked it. And Night of the Zoopocalypse, which I did not get to see. I'm very sad about because I think that movie looks really good. Zombies. A lot of zombie animated films this year. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, because we had zombies in The Day the Earth Blew Up. We had zombies in The Sloth Lane. We got zombies in Night of the Apocalypse. A lot of animated zombies this year. Okay. I will say this. Looking forward, 2025 is not that great a year. And when I say that, it's because I did find 5 films. And they might be great. But let's jump back to just last year, 2024. This, my friends, is what a year looks like. We got Flow, Oscar winner, best animated film. We got The Wild Robot nominee. We got Transformers 1, one of the best Transformers films we've ever gotten. We got Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, anime style Lord of the Rings. We got Moana 2. Very cute. My main man, Pooh the Pig. That's all I needed to know. We got Watchmen chapters 1 and 2. We got Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. We got Thelma the Unicorn. And we got the conclusion of the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy. So, that's what a year looks like. That's a stacked year. And then we get to this year, my friends. And that's okay, because some of these films hopefully will surprise us. There's some hope buried within this. So, like I said, I only found 5. So we're just going to rock and roll with these. Number 5, I have Rihanna's Smurfs. I'm a big Smurfs fan, as you can hopefully see. My Papa Smurf tattoo. Do we always got to bring the Smurfs into real world? Like, nobody wants this. Nobody wants to see it. We want animated Smurfs in Smurf Village, but whatever. The Smurfs look cute. The animated stuff looks good with like Gargamel and his brother. I don't have high hopes for this. Not gonna lie. We'll see. I could be surprised, but I do not have high hopes. Another film I do not have high hopes for: SpongeBob the movie, Search for SquarePants. What are we doing, y'all? Like this CG SpongeBob, like we just had the Plankton one on Netflix. I don't like the CG SpongeBob. Bring back good old animated SpongeBob, the good stuff. All right, so we're getting into the hope territory. We're past the wolf, duh. So number 3, we got Elio. Pixar used to mean something. Pixar movie gets nominated, boom, guess what? Oscar winner. But we've had some slips from Pixar lately. So Elio, it's this little boy. He's obsessed with outer space, doesn't want to be on Earth. He seems to only have, one eye. And he gets abducted, meets all these aliens. It looks very colorful, looks very fun. Hopefully has, an endearing message. Number 2, Zootopia 2. Who would have expected Zootopia 1 to be the phenomenon it ended up being? Great story, great, voice acting, great animation, very inspired. So Zootopia 2, I have a lot of hope for. Kihei Kwan is added as a snake. So I think that gives it a lot, of hope. And number 1, I was a big fan of the first movie. So I'm excited to see what they do with number 2. And that is The Bad Guys 2. That's right. I want to see what that wolf and his buds are doing. So stay tuned. Those are Ebos top 5 animated films for 2025. I know it's a sad year, but that's okay. 2024, we'll always have in our hearts. I think Inside Out 2 also came out last year, and I forgot to mention that. But Inside Out 2, very good. All right, guys, so we got your reviews. Go to theaters and see Looney Tunes: The Earth Blew Up. It's so good. It's literally one of the best movies they've released in years. And I don't mean Looney Tunes, I mean movies, period. And also come back in 2 weeks for Mr. Snails Pick of the Week, Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Gibraltar. But guys, that's all we got today. Keeping it nice, short, and sweet. Your boy was out getting my, workout in. I got my Shadow the Hedgehog hat, trying to get my walking in, trying to get all lean and mean, be a movie watching machine. But if you want to let us know what you think about the reviews, maybe you saw Looney Tunes Earth Blew Up and I didn't rate it high enough. You might be right, listener. There are so many ways you can do it, but let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast of Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, all lowercase. And please check us out on beautiful YouTube, where we need you to like, we need you to subscribe, we need you to leave comments. I personally will read and respond to any comment you leave. Hopefully positive, but we're always up for some constructive criticism, especially with how I messed up the Ed episode audio. But we just thank y'all for watching. Thank you for listening, and we just wish you a good night and good viewing.